There's no way to really start this video other than with the word pain. I've spent a good chunk of the last few days of my life trying to reach around 50 with only grenades, and it went bad, then it got worse, and then it got way better, and then even worse after that. Pinky promised that we do make it to round 50 with only grenades in this video, but the road to get there is quite a bit of a difficult one. I first attempted this challenge almost 2 years ago when I reached round 35 with grenades on Ascension in Black Ops 1. But because mommy says I'm a big boy and can tie my own shoes now, I decided it would be better to up the ante and just go for round 50 with it this time. But here's where the suffering began, because I don't own Black Ops 1 on PC, and my current Xbox 360 is a European one because I'm an American living in Scotland, and my American Xbox account doesn't let the DLCs work on a European Xbox. I still am just dumbfounded why that's even a thing, but it is, and I've been dealing with it for literally years. But by the way, I need challenge ideas for this channel, so comment some good ones for me. Because I'm at the point that I'm doing grenades only, and I have a lot of ideas, but I want to see the ones that you guys want to actually see. I'll take the top 4 and I'll let my Patreon supporters pick what the next video on this channel is going to be from the top 4 that I see on this video. This is where my creativity comes in, because instead of just playing Ascension on Black Ops 3, I decided on Moon. That map also has a grenade wall buy just like Ascension, so it'll work perfectly, right? After about 15 minutes of me being dumb as a brick, we finally got a game going after barely escaping Area 51 with our lives and a little bit of our sanity still left. The next few rounds is spent just letting zombies come out of the windows, trying to hoard them up and kill them all with one grenade. The cosmonaut also needed to be avoided because me martyrdoming him with a frag grenade just isn't going to go over very well. I also didn't want to kill him too often because every time you do kill the cosmonaut, it respawns next round with exponentially more health, and the grenades really don't do that much damage, so trying to take him out after I've killed him 4, 5, 6 times just isn't going to be fun. By round 4 we reached tunnel 11 and I realized this is going to be a long fucking game. I finally have access to the grenade wall buy, which is good, but in order to get Juggernog, I have to open all of Tunnel 6 because I want to keep most of Tunnel 11 closed. I'll also have to open up the laboratories and the outside door to the moon, then travel to Area 51, go back to the moon, and repeat my way outside because my perk on the first trip back to Earth is Speed Cola. So considering I'm using a frag grenade as my only weapon, this is going to take a while to build up enough points. Everything went fairly smoothly for a while though, because I just needed to not take it down, and on round 11 while trying to hack the excavator, my brain just totally blacked out and I didn't think zombies would spawn behind me while I was doing it, and I did the thing I wasn't really supposed to do, and that's take it down. That's what you get for hacking, kids. Stay in school, study hard, and sell drugs to your mom's friends instead. I promise you it'll work out much better than hacking. But after embarrassing myself, I got back up, dusted myself off, and headed down to Earth to finally get some Juggernog and just slurp it all the way down my throat. From there, I went back to my strategy of just vibing in the beginning area of Tunnel 11, which started to get progressively more difficult. I couldn't really leave the area for too long because I needed to constantly buy grenades just in order to keep getting through rounds. That's difficult though because I'm in a very small area with a lot of spawns and there's quite a few obstacles in the way of me, and I don't really have a way to get out of a corner if I get trapped, so it was getting really difficult as the spawn started to get quicker. And that's why it came as no shock to me whatsoever when on round 20 I got trapped by a few zombies spawning in from the window that I could not see. This is where I also realized that I fucked up again, and I went, oh wait, I have to go back to the moon twice now to get Juggernog. So the next round, when trying to figure out what the hell to even do, because how do I get back to Earth and then not die on my way back to getting to where I want to be, I just got grabbed by the cosmonaut for a big ol' cuddle and his big meanie friends slapped me down for a game over. Moon was a little bit of a shit show, but as promised, I'm not a quitter, but I am a liar. So we went over to Black Ops 3 Ascension to at least get through some more rounds than we did on Moon, because round 21's pretty embarrassing. I guess karma did kind of kick me in the ass though, because on round 15, the I'm feeling lucky gobblegum crashed my game. Kind of ironic considering the name, but oh well. I mean, I knew that actually is a thing that does crash your game, but I just kind of forgot about it at the time. We'll try it again though, because surely my luck can't get any more shit, can it? Oh wait, what's that? I got fucking Widow's Wine from the monkeys, which was literally the one perk that I couldn't get that would mess up the challenge. Pain. Literally all I feel is pain. There is nothing else in life. So on round 14, I let the monkeys take my stupid widow's wine in hopes I would get something else, but I had to wait until round 19 to find out that nope, the game was just going to keep giving me widow's wine from the monkeys. Because of that, I just kind of needed to use my insta-kill and my nuke gobblegums to help me get through rounds from this point onwards. Like, there really is just no other way of doing it other than that, because widow's wine grenades just aren't very good. Listen, I'm just gonna be honest. They're not good, and it's not very fun to use widow's wine grenades because they barely deal damage, you can't buy anymore, and you can sort of replenish them, but not really. So sorry if you feel like the gobblegums are cheating a little bit. I didn't use anything super overpowered, but I did need to use those just to even get through rounds. Luckily though, on round 23, the RNG heaven shone down upon me and gifted me the lifeblood of Juggernog after over an hour of struggling to get it. I should also mention that I didn't just buy Juggernog because it would have been really difficult to defend multiple perks from the monkeys. So before the game, I decided it would be best to only have to defend Quick Revive. That's why there's also no other doors open than necessary, like just turn on power and get to the big old pad where Widow's Wine is. I pretty much left everything else closed just for the purpose of keeping the monkeys away from most perks. Too bad I'm a fucking moron though, because on round 32, I got myself cornered and took it down. This time I was just so angry. I was literally seeing red and I just opened Juggernog because I refused to wait through more rounds without it. But my stupidity got the better of me and it led to my demise, however, because I was able to survive for the next few rounds and get to 34, but finally after going and retrieving some Juggernog, I got caught on the stairs and died, so that's a GG. As promised though, I did get to round 50 with only grenades in Call of Duty Zombies. The game just happened to be on Cold War, which I didn't want to have to resort to, but desperate times call for desperate measures. At least that's what my friend told me when he asked me to go bury a body, and he said that the guy came at him with a knife, and I didn't really believe it, but I figured, you know what, hey, I should help him out to bury this body, and then I ended up getting arrested, and then, yeah. Totally not a true story, by the way. D-Machine is the map that we decided on playing because it had the least boss zombies, and the spawn room was a nice open area for me to toss some grenades around in without getting hounded too much by the zombies. And because we all know just how strong everything is in Cold War Zombies, I decided it would be more or less a waste of time to do the entire game with grenades, so I used my shovel and my trusty war machine to reach around 45, and that's where I started to use grenades. Semtexes were my best bet of killing as accurately as possible, and they cost the exact same amount of salvage as regular frag grenades, so I went about slaughtering hordes of zombies with only the Semtexes. And as you might expect, things were pretty easy for the most part, other than the nearly constant megatons, which were doubly annoying because grenades barely even tickle their little ball sack, but that little bit of extra challenge was just nice in hindsight. Otherwise the game would have just straight up been too easy, so the megatons added a nice little bit of challenge for me. But round 50 was achieved with relative ease, but I decided it wasn't enough and I wanted to go an extra round for you guys and try to exfil with only grenades. To my surprise, no megaton spawned in while I was doing it, and it could be just I don't exfil pretty much ever, but from launch time I remember you used to get a megaton, so maybe they patched that out. I'm not sure, tell me in the comments. Either way, I boarded the helicopter, gave Raptor 1 a big ol' smooch on the lips, and reached round 50 with only grenades. Sort of. I could have done the whole thing with it, but there was no really point on Cold War. Realistically, I probably could have gotten to around 100 or even further, but it was just sort of an exercise in futility, and that's the problem with Cold War, is it makes a lot of challenges way too easy. But that is it for the video. Thank you especially to Calvin Johnson, Tall Chipmunk, Brian Schneck, Flawless Tricks, and Marco for being Patreon supporters and channel members on YouTube. If you want to be either one of those and support the channel directly in return for some little goodies like shoutouts and videos, they're both linked in the description. There's also going to be a playlist popping up on the screen right now showcasing a playlist of all my challenge videos if you want to go binge watch them. I'm not going to tell you no if you want to do that, it's good for me. As promised, I'll take the top 4 comments on this video, have the Patreon guys vote on them, and that's what you'll see in the next video. I love you guys more than I ever actually portray in these videos. Bye bye.